What if I turned this light out and you couldn't see anything? What if it was pitch black? What if you were stumbling over stuff and then all of a sudden you find your way to feel your way through the light and you click the light switch and it comes on? This is what happened when God created the world. In verse 2 of Genesis chapter 1, he says, "Let there be light." Imagine God in the middle of nothingness, and he says, "Let there be light." Boom, it comes on. And then all of a sudden, he says it's good. That's what the text says here. He separates light from darkness, and God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning the first day. The interesting part about this text is that God takes nothingness and turns it into somethingness. I know that's not a word, but he finds a way to do it. The Hebrew phrase tohu wabohu actually means formless and empty. God paints the picture using what he had in his mind to make it tangible in the natural. This text teaches us that, number one, God speaks into chaos. Please hear me. In verse 2 through 3, the world was formless and void, but God said, "Let there be light." God doesn't need raw material. His word is already the reality. So that's what it teaches us. It teaches us that God speaks into chaos. It also teaches us, point number 2, you are made in his image. If you go to verse 27 of Genesis chapter 1, it says, "So God created mankind in his own image." Why? Because you carry divine DNA. You were created in his image. You have creativity, you have divine dignity, and you also have destiny. Self-doubt dishonors the God who made you. So you shouldn't have to doubt who you are because God made you. You are made in his image. It's like a dollar bill crumbled or stepped on over and over. But one thing about that dollar bill, it never loses its value. Neither do you lose the value. You don't lose your value because you have more value now than you ever had before. Why? Because you are made in his image. And lastly, this text teaches us that rest is part of God's rhythm. Genesis chapter 2, verse 2 says God rested on the seventh day. God didn't rest because he was tired. He rested to show completion. What am I saying? In this season, understand what you're created for as it relates to your journey, your mission, your assignment, and make sure you see God in everything that you do. God bless you. I'll see y'all tomorrow.